Now regarding we didn't do a COVID segment yet, but what I sent in the group was they said 65 million are gonna get hit with this next one. Are you ready for Lockdown 2.0?
Oh dear. I'm gonna tell you this.
It says 65 million.
I guarantee you this is gonna be, you wanna see a fight, you're gonna see, like, this reminds me when the Nightwalkers showed up in Game of Thrones. They just they heard about it, but it was like a myth.
Right.
Remember? And then the cloud came by and the man said, close the doors. But it was already too late. The man said, close the door. You can be as cocky as you want, you can be as gangster, you could say this, that, there's no such thing as a pandemic, this, that. To be honest, let's be real with the situation.
Right.
When it comes to, I don't, if you want to take your shot, go ahead, take your shot. If you didn't want to take a shot, go ahead, don't take a shot. The way I see it, you guys are both fighting the same battle. Everybody just wants things to be normal. Some people will take the shot to believe that things will be normal.
Right.
You can't laugh at them to be like, oh, look at you. And we can't laugh at the person that says, oh, they don't want to take the shot.
Right.
Because they want things to be normal. I mean, everybody has their own type of logic. But at the same time, everybody just wants normal again. You know what I mean?
Right. I think they call this variant they say Omicron, but it's called the XBB 1.5.
What?
Sounds like some computer thing.
This sounds like the law.
These new software updates are getting out of control.
I'm sorry.
These pandemic updates are being out of. We need to change the whole firmware.
Like
what?
That's crazy. Like this is that caught my eye. This is 65 million cases.
What does that even look like?
That's you know what? Here's the
weekly.
Thing. For me, we just need to figure out what's gonna happen. Wow.
Okay, so that's
because what was it like when COVID first happened? It was literally like it started somewhere and then it slowly started coming towards us.
Right.
Like it was in Asia. Oh, okay. Africa. Oh, okay. England. Oh, okay. One in Jamaica. Oh, that's strange. How did that happen?
That's strange. How did that happen?
4 in the States. You're like, oh. Then I'm watching the NBA game and I'm seeing the man say, what was it, Rudy Gobert?
Right.
Oh, I'm not going to catch no COVID, touches all the mics.
Wait, in
all
China?
jokes about it. And then the next game, you see everybody doing the warm-up drill and then everybody going back into the locker room.
That still, for those...
And then I'm like,
for those
what?
listening, like I think that footage is still up on like news sites and YouTube.
Okay, so I did the math.
Right.
For that. So if 65 million people are affected in China, that's only like 4% of the population.
They said weekly though, so eventually it's gonna be like 65 million.
Weekly.
60.
Remember, just exponent to the power of 2.
This man said to the power of 2.
Or to the power 65. Of 19.
55.
You know 65. What I mean?
65. Half a billion.
How many weeks would they be? Oh my gosh. Because they're at 1.4 billion.
You wanna see conspiracy that WhatsApp group, the Caribbean WhatsApp group on how to survive, what tea you gotta boil to drink
so they said
to get rid of this one.
Okay,
it's gonna be peril.
That's
okay.
No, it's gearing up already because
that's crazy.
People are going like, wait, it's happening in the same spot again?
That's wild. They didn't learn from the first time.
It's funny because it's like some people, it's like their logic, it makes sense, but sometimes it's like, where did this happen? In Wuhan. How is this happening? Well, I don't know if it's actually Wuhan. Some people say it's man-made. Some say it's this.
Honestly,
we don't know anymore.
My conspiracy is that I still think it is an American disease.
Oh.
I'm going to say this. They would have prayed that COVID and Chat GPT don't become friends. Because if AI and COVID join forces,
everyone's
game over. That's Jordan and Scottie Pippen right there.
That is hilarious.
Wow. That's Batman and Robin right there.
Wow, that's
peanut butter and jam right there. that's like any dynamic duo.
That's hilarious.
what? Chat GPT just illustrating everything, artificial intelligence. It's like, and the funny thing, both of these are man-made, and both of these people don't want to stop.
Oh, I mean,
Chat GPT, the writer's strike. Look at what's doing with the writer's strike.
yo, okay, so
What's happening in the writer's strike? Explain this.
So quick sidebar for everybody. I'm gonna look up when this writer strike began.
Okay.
Because
Writers as in for coding? Or who?
writers for TV shows.
For TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
yes.
Catch the joke.
Yes.
They were like, we just want our rights, want money, we want to get paid more, or whatever. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and we need to stop this Chat GPT script writing. They're like, oh.
Oh, they gave them the ... Like, oh.
They kind of were like, nah.
That's crazy.
Like, think about that. Like, we're gonna, like, what?
But does Chat GPT know all the stories? Like, can they actually do plot twists like that? Like,
yes.
Yes, they can.
Because
yes, they can. South Park just did an episode, I think.
That was just Chat GPT?
Was made by Chat GPT. And people didn't know.
Oh, wait, whoa, really? Wow.
South Park did a whole episode.
Like, not a whole episode, but I think the last 10 minutes was written by the Chat GPT. If you type it, listen to me. I asked the bio of the podcast
Right.
on Chat GPT, and I was like, oh, this is a little too close. Lucky it didn't say my name, or it maybe sounds like another pod, but like I was listening to it, I was reading it, I'm like, well, this seems like it's talking about us.
Oh, wow, okay.
I tested it, dabbled it a little bit, but you gotta be careful with this AI stuff. You gotta be careful.
No, because the thing is, like, as you type in the answer, it's stored in like supercomputers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So like, the thing with the writer strike is like, someone could be like, you know what? I'm just gonna type a whole script. It's what let's say it's like 10,000 per character is your limit. They'll just keep typing. It feeds into the supercomputer, and then all someone has to say is, oh, just flip this a minute, and they'll flip it because it's saved somewhere. They'll spit it back to you. Mm-hmm. So like she's like, okay, give me a 50,000 word script of young adult drama. One character's African. Made by. Oh, right. And then it'll just go boom, 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 boom. Just do it easily. You can write if you go to Tyler Perry and go to IMDb,
I'm rolling.
Copy the bio of what the movie's about, throw it in Chat GPT, be like, make this a little, give it a better plot twist. It'll literally grab everything and give you a better plot twist.
And generate it,
right?
It's already at a place where it kind of goes, if all they need is, especially with the music, all they need is like 15 minutes of your singing,
right,
or whatever, and they have your voice down pat.
That's
like, I was listening to Michael Jackson. I was listening to all these artists. Remember, there was a song that came out and people thought it was Drake and The Weeknd, and it was a banger, but it's not them.
But it's not them, right? Because right now the writer's strike started in May 2nd for those watching, and it hasn't been resolved yet.
Yeah, they're canceling TV shows. Talk shows are done, and I thought talk shows were always original. I didn't know they had writers.
No,
they had writers.
A lot of them had. Apparently, Seth Rogen not Seth Rogen. Who's the creator of Family Guy? Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, "Yeah, I'm done." So Family Guy's like
over.
But
I mean, they have American Dad.
No, he's like the creator of all of them. So I think once he says I'm done, he's like
he's done.
Yeah, no more new seasons. No more new episodes. That's just a rumor I read.
Because these people don't want to pay up, and that's why I don't think the problem is paying people up. I think if they can have a shorter team that could write the same thing, or Chat GPT it up, they're Chat GPTing up.
Chat GPT.
Until it's watered down.
I mean,
nah, I don't think that's gonna be watered down, man. They're gonna Chat
so.
GPT will they'll start typing in Matrix thing before it gets any further.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if things become out of touch, right? Like, say, for example, like, even us, where the youngsters are talking and we're like, there's some words where we are just completely oblivious to because we're like, I don't remember back in the day. Like, what was.
No, I hear what you're saying, but they just tell Chat GPT, go understand Twitter right now.
That's hilarious.
Read the Twitter database. Just read what their slang is and understand what it's gonna be crazy. Like I don't know.
I don't think so.
How they're gonna run that?
Well,
remember they already have AI girlfriend and AI lovers and thing.
AI.
Yeah, they have that, but I mean, does it last? We're gonna have a whole generation of people with robots for girlfriends, and hers, like the movie.
I mean,
all you need is an AI to tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah, like Derek Jacks, right?
Not what you want to hear. So then that sounds like a whole generation of like temper tantrum people. That's what that sounds like. You don't hear what you want to hear. Your girl tells you everything you want. You're an artificial girl. And then you go out into the real world and you're just like, nah, I don't want to hear this. I'm going to go back to my artificial girl.
The reason why I say that is because a lot of people don't want to hear the real. A lot of people don't want to hear. No, a lot of people don't want to hear what really is the real issue. Like they'll tolerate it.
That was a good double bar. That's a good double
entendre. But
entendre.
now it's one of those things. It's like, you know, if you find someone who's like, I want the real, and they tell you the real, you're like, I don't like you,
right?
Because you're being offensive. I was like, no,
but
that's the real.
That sounds like a lack of maturity.
I mean.
That just sounds like we're saying that the next group of people are going to be lacking maturity and a backbone and understanding and wisdom.
Right
no, I can see that, yeah.
You don't see what's going on right now?
What's going on? I'm not outside in the streets. I'm inside. Minding my business.
This world is when I see little kids running it still baffles me when I see kids running their parents. And parents are not being parents. Well, I don't know anything about kids. I don't know, but I've maybe it's just a new turn of living. But a lot of parents want to be friends with their kids, and they're not guiding their kids.
Oh. So
it's like
they want to be
still giving a baby with a razor.
What kind of analogy?
Okay, wait.
You see where I'm going?
But
I don't know if I do.
Because you know what? I've always heard this term where it's like your kids don't need friends, they need parents, right? But
need guidance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying not to have friends. You can have friends.
Right, but it's like these new school parents are trying to be friends instead of parents, right? But it's like when they're saying that, people are still influenced by their friends.
Yeah, regardless, yeah.
Right? So if this is a friend who has guidance, wouldn't that still work?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask parents.
That's a very...
Wouldn't it still work?
That's actually a good... Okay.
That sounds like we're being more tripped up on the titles of authority than the actual delivery of the guidance and the message. That's what that seems like to me.
I just had a flash of like Dr. Umar Johnson. I just had a flash of like...
Suspicious.
It was how Z was pronouncing the word.
I'm sorry.
Like the emphasis of each character and my brothers and sisters.
All I'm gonna say is a lot of these kids are being raised by the screens.
By the streets?
And
who told them they can go outside? Oh, screens.
I mean the screens, the streets.
I don't want. Listen, and the way I see it too, these TV shows are crazy. Like, I see something that made me laugh. Caillou was a badass kid, you know.
I'm rolling.
Caillou was a ball-headed terrorist still. Not even gonna lie.
That's hilarious.
Actually,
now, why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Issues, but like, Caillou needed some beating.
Why? Wow. Corporal
Okay.
punishment. But
let me scale back. You know,
why?
Let me explain.
Yes. Yes.
Some of them temper tantrums that he was going with.
Yes.
You think that can happen in our time? Peppa Pig was shady. Peppa Pig was banging calls on people because they didn't know how to whistle. They knew how to whistle.
Wow.
Peppa Pig was shady.
Pepper Pig.
Peppa Pig.
Wait, I just want to pull back that Caillou is not a bald-headed terrorist. I know he had a condition on the show.
Supposedly.
But
That's how you're gonna have to apologize, Caillou, for that.
Yeah.
I didn't even say all that.
Supposedly he was sick.
but it's just,
Yeah, he was sick, but why do you say bald-headed terrorist like that?
man, it's-
I mean, you said a temper tantrum. That's terror.
Yes, I said temper tantrum, but that is not a condition. That is a problem within the child that's not behaving himself.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
And no, Caillou would whine and get his way too. That's the ill part. Make his sister annoyed. Oh my goodness. What was her
That's
sister?
like every cartoon, though. Like, I feel like cartoons, at the end of the day, what are we really expecting a cartoon to be? Not really have some form of factuality in it?
Well,
Or truth?
There is factuality. Look at Rugrats. Look at Susie. Look at Susie.
Yeah.
Was Susie out there running around like all thing? No, she didn't want to stay in the house.
But
She was really
you
like-
barely saw Susie as it was.
You barely saw Susie. Your parents would be like, stay your damn mind. You're not going around with those Rugrats.
That's wow. Right.
I'm not gonna make them blame you for this kid coming out the crib running down the stairs, doing all these things. No, you're staying over here. You watch from the window.
That's wow.
You say hi when you see him. You only seen Susie most of the time when it was all grown up. You didn't see her when it was Rugrats when they're running amok.
That's actually kind of.
Doesn't that seem a little bit more accurate?
I mean,
Yep.
That seems a little accurate.
That is kind of accurate.
Right?
Back in the day when it was us, sometimes your parents would be like, nah, I don't know about them kids. I don't see their parents.
Yeah.
right.
Nah. My friend wants me to stay over, and your parents would be like, which friend?
Mm-hmm.
Who are the parents? I need to know the parents.
That's a real thing.
So off screen, Susie was having these kind of conversations at home.
Oh, with her parents? Like, yo.
But we saw the other side.